In this module, you will learn about open innovation. Open innovation is a process of how businesses can innovate using resources outside their organization, outside their research and development department or a facility. Bill Joy of Sun Microsystem once said, "No matter who you are, the smartest people work for someone else." So the question is, if smart people are working for someone else, how can you tap into the talent pool outside your organization? How do we acquire new ideas amidst the vast pool of knowledge that exists everywhere? And the answer lies in open innovation. Companies are slowly shifting from a research and development model where the ideas come from the company itself, which is a closed innovation process, to a new model which is called open innovation, where the ideas come from the company and the external sources based on this co-innovation with other partners. Since the purpose of every innovation is to create value, a collective and collaborative means of generating value has become more efficient while addressing diverse problems. We live in a time of interconnectedness where problems can be addressed to a large group of people, and the answers can be sought from anyone, irrespective of their background or the knowledge base. Internet has enabled an open platform for communication between customers, communities, and various groups and individuals. Today, if you have a specific issue at hand, you can seek out an external validation or opinion from people outside your network. So if you cannot handle it on your own, just crowdsource it. You could address your challenges and post them on open forums like social media, and you can get hundreds of ideas coming from different people and different sources. Many business platforms and business models are developed on the foundation of crowdsourcing, and innovation is not different from that. In June 2006, Jeff Hove officially coined the term crowdsourcing in a Wired magazine article, and later went on to write a book on the same subject in 2008. Crowdsourcing is not a new phenomenon, even though its popularity is emerging. Creative people, artists, coders, and writers have used crowdsourcing and mass collaboration for many, many years. The basic premise of crowdsourcing is to tap into the vast wisdom of the general population to funnel the best ideas to the top and execute them one by one. In the time of mass proliferated internet era, user-generated content is very, very common. Everything can be crowdsourced pretty much easily today, but crowdsourcing ideas existed even before the internet era. One of the finest examples of crowdsourcing that I came across is the Chicken Soup for the Soul series of books featuring a collection of inspirational stories and motivational essays written by contributions from across the globe. The 101 stories in the first book of the series were compiled by motivational speakers Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. Further on, most of the titles exceeding 200 books were categorized to specific interest groups and were all contributed by the readers of the previous series. Chicken Soup for the Soul series was a crowdsourced endeavor. If you look at another example, Life in a Day is a crowdsourced documentary film that was crafted by the dint of a unique partnership between the producer Ridley Scott of Scott Free Productions and director Kevin MacDonald on YouTube. It was a historic global experiment to create a world's largest user-generated feature film in a documentary shot in a single day, enlisted to capture the moment of the day on camera. To this expectation and target, the global community responded by submitting more than 80,000 videos on YouTube containing over 4,500 hours of footage shot by contributors from contributors from Australia to Zambia, and from the heart of bustling major cities to some of the most remote places on earth. The movie was an outcome of a crowdsourcing, tapping into the cinematic genius of thousands of people around the world. Now, crowdsourcing is not only about just writing books or making movies. The concept is applicable everywhere where people can collectively contribute and collectively collaborate. For instance, using open source platforms and crowdsourced collaboration has led to the developments of Wikipedia and Linux software. Linus Torvalds, who initiated the Linux revolution, basically wanted to build a cool operating system for the whole world because he could not afford an operating system when he was a student at the University of Helsinki. He wanted the software to be free, and he wanted the collaboration of many talented programmers who could improve the software for free. Similarly, Wikipedia's collaborative encyclopedia project led to the Wikinomics model of open innovation, where user-generated content began to obliterate the cyberspace. Today, the web has sprouted several open source models where user-generated content rule the internet, whether it is text or photo, video, game, software, applications, etc. Since open innovation works in partnership with a crowd, the choice of the audience or the crowd is essential for its success. Organizations that adapt an open innovation policy or crowdsourcing program, they need to choose their own innovation partners wisely. You ought to apply discrimination and be aware of your objective before developing an open innovation model. The audience matters, whether they are a niche group or a talented pool of university students or just anyone or everyone in a crowd. In some cases, a third party is involved to bridge innovators and companies together. For example, Innocentive.com extends the openness to a diverse crowd where solutions might come from unexpected expertise and knowledge base, and they in turn serve their clients who are seeking a particular solution. The ultimate question is to ask, whom are you open to? Who is helping you build the innovation funnel, and what part you want them to play in your innovation process? Therefore, to make an open innovation successful, it's essential to discover who could be your preferred partner for open innovation. If you look at the growing trend today, you can see many organizations are partnering with partners outside for their innovation. Many organizations fund universities for open innovation. Several large companies invest in startups or partner with them or acquire them for their innovations. Some uses online community and user groups to partner on product design. For example, the preferred partner for Cisco's open innovation initiatives are the startups. HP is another company that learned to source open innovation from a fresh circuit of the best of the universities. British Petroleum understood the advent of biofuel early on and created a process of funding an energy bioscience institute in the university research like Berkeley University. TCS is another company is working with some of the top universities in the world in areas of genomics, quantitative finance, supply chain, information systems, software engineering, intelligent city frameworks, service design, and many more. iTunes and Androids are apps that are encouraging innovation from the community of developers to develop a better application for the same. SAP uses SAP Developer Network, known as SDN, and they use of almost 2 million networkers to help SAP customers in real time Thus, if you look at, there are hobbyist interest groups, developer networks, customers, scientists, researchers, partners, and almost everyone with multiple interests are tapped into this open innovation funnel.